very good evening, everyone, and warm welcome to all. So, thank you so much for joining today's webinar on this particular topic of BIM in Cloud Connected. I would like to welcome Ovais, and I would like to introduce first of all Ovais. Ovais is basically a seasoned professional in this particular field of building information modeling. He's working with Autodesk for a long time, and he's working in this particular industry of building information modeling for more than 8 years now. Uh, Today, he is working and handling high value clients for Autodesk, and he's delivering value, and he's helping various MNCs in you know resolving problems, resolving clashes related to the projects. So today's session will be a very informative session, and I would like everyone to just listen to everything that will be shared by Ovais, and just make sure that you get the most out of it. So over to you, Ovais.
Great. Hi, everyone. Good evening to this webinar, Stop Clashing, Start Connecting. So I hope all of you are working professionals or seasoned professionals or just started your career in BIM coordination or BIM workflows. So as you know, in the world of building information modeling, clash detection has long been a buzzword out there. It is a vital process to identify conflicts between, you can say, architectural, structural, and MEP components, or it can be landscape, topographical systems, etc., before the construction actually begins. Yet, focusing solely on clashes often limits the true potential of overall BIM aspect. The real goal isn't just to stop components from colliding, but to enable people, processes, and data to connect seamlessly. Stop clashing, start connecting is a call to shift the BIM conversations from conflict resolution to collaboration enhancements, from finding the true problems to fostering the overall BIM partnership. That's what our goal and today's focus of this webinar is. Stop clashing, start connecting, connected BIM coordination in cloud. A safe harbor statement. So some statements are representing future events. So that's why safe harbor statements. So I don't want you to make any purchasing decisions with the future statements as of now. Please look at the software in its state today and that. And thank you, Yash, for introducing me. And thank you for hosting this webinar. So for those who don't know me, my name is Ovais Hamid. I'm working as a senior technical adoption specialist in Autodesk. I have over 9 years of total experience driving digital transformation and BIM implementation across the architectural, engineering, and construction industry, or you can say AEC industry. In short, what you can say is I'm a technologist at heart who is passionate about solving complex industry problems and helping to achieve the new possible to make a better designed world out there. With this, let's see what is in the agenda as of now. So there are approximately 6 topics that I will walk you through. Some of them would be live demonstrated. Some of them would be explained through the presentation. We will start with the industry landscape and trends. What are the current coordination challenges out there? Some of the impact metrics of cost of poor coordination. And then what is the solution? The solution would be the cloud-based ecosystem, cloud-based coordination that we will be walking you through. Some integrated workflows methodologies, and at the end we will walk you through about some of the case studies and what are the effects if people make informed decisions at right time. So when we talk about industry landscape and trends, so what our current industry is drafting towards, what is the vision of this industry in which all of our professionals or someone who had joined this industry very recent, what is the goal, what is the vision by, let's say, 25 years ago? So by 2050, BIM will be the nervous system of the built environment out there, connecting people, processes, and data to create smarter, greener, and self-evolving cities out there. Again, it's a conceptual motto, strategically authored to encapsulate the collective vision of the AC industry in digital transformation towards 2050. But only question we have today is in As of now, that is 2025, how well we are coordinated. That is the question every individual, every professional, whether you are on site, whether you are working on a design project, whether you are coordinating, there is a question revolving back in our mind how well we are coordinated today. Let's see some of the industry trends as of now of 2025. You can see that 80 to 90% of the large firms out there are using BIM based coordination versus 60% in 2020, which is almost a 30% increase of digital coordination adoption in over the span of 5 years. 65% of people projects run on cloud collaboration platform where all the ecosystems come together, where all the stakeholders come together to adopt the coordination process, which has resulted in 30 to 40% decrease in coordination related rework. That is huge in our industry. People are shifting to real time collaboration and real time coordination. 45% of the major projects use digital twins for live progress tracking. 35% of the contractors use AI driven scheduling and risk analytics, which has resulted in 15% faster issue detection. No one in our industry could have imagined this possible maybe 10 years before or 20 years before. Our industry is changing at a gradual, at a very rapid stage. Then, not only if you're sitting in your office designing some processes, if you are in the field, you are still part of that coordination process by field office integration. 75% plus of contractors now use mobile apps for site data and reporting. You are on the site, you see something bad is happening, you click a photo, you tag an issue, you create an issue. 70% of reduction in information lag, and it all encapsulated into interoperability and data flow. So 55% of projects use integrated data environment called CDE. And there is a new norm in our industry called single source of truth, which means that everything, everywhere, every data, every information is stored in a single platform as a single source of truth. So there is no data drops, there is no deletion of data drops. Everything is monitored from the initiation of the project to the end life cycle of the project, maybe till the handover phase. But still, you can see the trends happening in 2025. While 70% of the leading firms that you saw before thrive on digital coordination, the rest are still losing millions to rework, miscommunication, and delays. And the cost of not getting digital is no longer inefficiencies. You cannot blame it on inefficiency workflow. You cannot blame it on your co-workers who are not efficient or inefficient. It's just you are not adopting the digital workplace. You're not adopting collaboration. You're not adopting digital coordination. And in a simple layman's term, it's called irrelevance. And this irrelevance, it leads to what we call as the current coordination challenges, which our industry is facing as of now. Number one is fragmented workflows. People are disconnected, tools are disconnected, and processes hinder seamless collaboration, leading to inefficiencies and misaligned project deliverables at every project lifecycle. Manual model sharing and version errors. Manual file exchanges create the risk of outdated data, incorrect model versions being used, and compromising coordination inaccuracy. You don't know if you are working on the most latest information out there. How do you make sure that you are working on the most up to date, most current information out there? That is the major challenge our industry is facing as of now, because construction industry is very, very change reflective. So there are changes at every stages of our life cycle. So in order to achieve what we are doing is we are working on the most recent, most up-to-date information. That is the most important and the most challengeable situation our industry is facing as of now. Then again, the lack of accountability on clash resolution. So without clear ownership or tracking, clashes or issues often remain unresolved, delaying project progress and creating rework. Redundant data entry and poor model traceability. Models are not traced by where they are located, when it was updated, when it was published to the site. There is no traceability at all. And at the end, there is what we call as communication silos, delayed decision making. So limited visibility across teams slows down information flow, leading to delayed issue resolution and project bottlenecks. So these are some of the current challenges that our industry is facing, despite 70 to 60% of our industry has already shifted to digital adoption. And these challenges has some cost factor involved, right? So every challenge has a cost. If you are irrelevant, then you have to bear the cost. And how does the cost look like for the users, for the organization who are as of now what we call as irrelevant because they haven't right now moved to the digital adoption of what our industry is moving towards? The first thing is clash related rework. It contributes to 10% of the total project cost. This is again a CMMA a report, Construction Management Association of America, which tells if there is a clash related rework, it contributes to 10% of the total project cost, which is huge, in our industry. That is one cost effective challenge that our industry is facing if we are not moving to the digital transformation. Second one is poor communication. We don't know what is happening in our design office. We don't know what is happening on site. We don't know what other stakeholders is doing or what other stakeholder is designing. Maybe the duct is penetrating the wall. Maybe the wall is penetrating the column. We have no idea because of the lack of communication, which accounts for 26% of productivity loss. Again, if there is a delay of every model per day, it can cost up to X thousand per project. This is as per the McKinsey report. Studies also show team using cloud-based coordination tool, they effectively save 20 to 30% of coordination time, which is again a huge amount of time, huge chunk of time, what people save if they are moving from data silos to cloud-based coordination workflows. That is the effect if people move from this place to the redundant phase to the brand new digital adoption. And how is it possible? This is all possible with the help of CDE, or what we call as Common Data Environment. And in our terms, we call it as an Autodesk Construction Cloud, which is a connected platform that supports the entire life cycle of the project, from your design to planning to building and to operations. It provides a common data environment to facilitate collaboration and improve efficiency across all project stakeholders out there. It doesn't matter if you are working in a project initiation till post construction, it is all there digitally. Every workflow is connected. If you create an issue on site, if you resolve an issue on site, it will be available to all the stakeholders involved in connected coordination. So, in a layman's term, what is Autodesk Construction Cloud? It is a cloud-based common data platform to host, manage, and deliver the project data from initiation to the ending. And it has a collection of tools to help to communicate and collaborate within a single environment to drive efficiency for projects. And the tools include all these tools that you see here on the screen, from your file management to takeoff, to quantity takeoff, to project management, to creating issues, to coordination, to collaboration. So there is a lot of things going on under one umbrella. These are all the tools available under the umbrella of ACC. And with the help of this ecosystem, we drive what we call as the connected coordination, where everything is coordinated with all the stakeholders out there. If you are a mechanical engineer, if you are an architect, if you are an electrical engineer, if you are a landscape architect, everything is connected in this particular ecosystem. People talk to each other, sheets talk to each other, models talk to each other, right? That is the power of hosting your data into the CD. And all this happens with the help of integration workflows. So these are some of the integration workflows that will help you understand how the connected coordination actually works, starting from the docs or the model authoring, right off till the end, where people verify and sign off, to creating the insights dashboards, Power BI dashboards, to create the graphs. So step one is model authoring and design collaboration, which happens in a module called document management. Step second is aggregation and coordination setup, which happens in a most powerful module of ACC called model coordination. Then the third one is issue identification and tracking, which is a mix of both the tools that you see here, model coordination plus docs. Then you have detailed review and simulation, which happens in a standalone tool called Navisworks, where people do in-depth clash detection using some functionalities, more functionalities which are dedicated to a standalone product. And then the final is called the issue resolution. We have created an issue, we have assigned an issue, but at the end, someone out there has to resolve that issue, has to correct that issue, which happens in Revit. And how do you make sure that all this data is driven into a valuable insight form where every issue is tracked, every issue is monitored, and you get visualized distinguishable metrics from graphical representation? It is with the help of the insights module. So we will go through all these 6 integration workflows. Some of them would be some live demos, some of them would be a video that I will be playing. But yeah, stay connected with me. So let's start with the first integration workflows called model authoring and design collaboration, which happens in Docs. So for all of you who doesn't know Docs is a cloud-based document and data management solution within Autodesk Construction Cloud. You can access the latest project information to keep work moving efficiently. You can streamline and automate document reviews to minimize errors and rework. Also, you can enhance collaboration and team alignment for improved accuracy and productivity. So when we are working with Docs in connected coordination, the admin of that particular project creates different teams or creates different folders. Maybe you will find a folder of architecture. Maybe you will find a folder of structure. Maybe you will find a folder of MEP, or it can be vice versa, or there can be many more functionalities, many more stakeholders involved in the project. And it makes sure that common data environment, everything is stored as a CDE platform, so there is no repetitive work. Daily work is saved, whether you hit the sync button in Revit, you publish your sheets via AutoCAD, everything is saved in Docs automatically. Daily work is tracked. You can see when this particular information was uploaded, when somebody did a markup, when somebody created an issue, when was the version changed from previous version to the new version. Everything gets tracked in this common data environment. And the best part, daily work is version control, which means that if you are working on a selective information and you want to see how you have come up or came up with this information today, you want to go back in time, you can exactly see how this information looked like maybe a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, maybe a year ago, or maybe 5 years ago, right? Everything is version controlled. So you can go to any version at any given moment of time. That is the most powerful feature of common data environment under the connected coordination umbrella.
Okay.
And
Always
yeah,
just, sorry to interrupt you. Just one question. Like you have mentioned version control. Now, can you just give a small example of version control and its importance if, say you're working on a real project? Now, how it is important and how it is relevant to what we are doing?
thanks, Ash. That's an excellent question. So my next slide is where I will be showcasing how this relates to our current workflow and how it is important for all the stakeholders to see what happens if we go back in time, what changes were there with the help of the version control. So I will be moving to the next slide with a live demo. So with this, let me quickly go to the demonstration mode and bring out, I hope this screen is visible. Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Great. So as you can see, this is what we call as the common data environment. This is Autodesk Construction Cloud. And I'm in a module called Docs. This is the docs that you see on the top left corner of your screen. And as an admin, I might have set up the project like I showed you before. There are different folders that have been set up by the admin or the person responsible of creation of that project. If I expand this, you will see different folders. You will see VIP, you will see shared, you will see publish. Depending on if you're following ISO 19650 standard, there is no hard and fast rule of how you set up the folders. Again, it depends how you manage to drop the information from one realm to the another realm, from web to shared to publish. That is what is important. You can name it anything, but this is the industry standards. That's how we name it in most of our project. And under WIP, you can see there are different stakeholders or different teams. You have architectural, you have MEP, you have structure, landscape. So there are many things going on here. Under shared, you have different folders. So the aim for me here is whenever my team is ready to share the information with other stakeholders, I will copy or move that information from my work in progress folder to the shared folder, right? And all your content, all your data are stored in each space or in each folder out there. Like you see under architecture, I have a sheet and a consumed folder, and I have a Revit model. So if I go and open the sheets, right, you'll see there are different attributes. And when I say attributes, I refer to the column name. So you have description, you have versions, you have indicators, you have markups, and quite interesting thing. I don't know how many of you were attentive, but this is what we were talking about. This is what Yash posted a question to me. This is what we are talking about called version control. And you see a good thing here that sheet first roadmap, right? I'm working currently in version 2. And this will raise a question. If you're working in version 2, there will be version 1, right? If I'm working with version 4, there will be version 3, 2, 1, right? Where are all these versions? So if I quickly click on this, I see my past history. I see when this was updated, when my last version was updated, when my current version is updated, what are the indicators, are there any markups, and also an important feature called comparison. There is a comparison feature which allows me to compare the changes coming from the previous version to the new version, enhancing my overall connected coordination. And what we see here, we see two different colors. One color is coming from version 1, another color is coming from version 2. If I zoom in, I see how this wall looked like in version 1 and how this wall looks like in current version, which is version 2. Similarly, a toilet shaft door had been added in version 2, which was not there in version 1. This will help me to make informed decisions. This will help me to track changes. And we are working in 2D environment as of now. This is also possible for the 3D models. You can track changes for the Revit models itself. You can exactly see what has been added, what has been deleted, what has been modified. And not only this, you can export all these into a tabular report where you can report it to the change orders, to the dedicated stakeholders out there. Hey, you have moved this particular wall, which is costing me this much amount of time, this much amount of resource, this much amount of material, hence a change order. So we are able to track those changes.
Always, how many versions can we track together or compare together in this particular case?
As of now, we can only compare two versions at a time. It can be version 1 with version 100. It can be version 50 with version 1. But at a time, we can only compare two versions. Now, the only question is, my models are uploaded in work in progress. And I want to instruct my teams whenever they are ready to share this information with other stakeholders, they need to follow a process with the help of design collaboration, where once these models are approved, they will automatically move from WIP folder to shared folder, right? And once once they move to shared folder, model coordination, which is again a very powerful tool of ACC, and again, which is the spotlight of today's discussion, will automatically begin the clash coordination for you. You do not have to export NWCs. You do not have to export IFCs. You do not have to export some other version to perform the clash coordination. You just have to hit the publish button in Revit, select the dedicated folder, and model coordination will automatically perform the daunting task of creating clashes for you. So let's see that how that can be done. So we talked about model authoring and design collaboration. Let's now focus on model coordination, aggregation and coordination setup. For those who don't know what model coordination is a cloud-based coordination environment that automatically aggregates, compares, and check multidisciplinary BIM models. It can be your Revit, it can be your Civil 3D, it can be your IFC. Again, there's a site dedicated to what all formats are as of now available for model coordination and model federation. And it does not require manual export or import or of the external tools, like I said before. If you're working in Revit, you can directly do the model coordination, see the clashes once you hit that button. So let's see how this process actually works.
Okay, so Ovis, you are saying that like how we do clash detection activities manually in Navisworks. So in this environment, we don't have to do it manually, or is there a part which is automated and the rest of the things we have to do automatic? Means we have to do it manually.
That's a really good question, Yash, and you heard it right. So in model coordination, you just have to save your model in the cloud, pick that particular folder, because model coordination has to get the information, has to get the source where it is pulling that information. Once
Okay.
these two parts are done, then everything is automated. Automatic clash detection would be there at your windows. You will see how many clashes are there. We will go to that in a while. So, like I said, the first thing is the trigger process. You
Uh,
publish.
Just a minute,
Yes,
just
yes.
I'll just stop you for a minute. This is for all the attendees. Those who have questions on the topic can write their questions in the Q&A session, in the Q&A section. It's open for all, and just feel free to ask anything, and we will answer these questions at the end of the session. Yes, OS, you can
Thanks.
continue.
Thanks, Ash.
Yes.
Yeah, and I encourage the audience, if you have any questions, any doubts, just feel free to chime in. So the first thing in model coordination is the trigger part, right? Right, like I said to Yash, you need to publish your models. Again, that also can be automated using the design collaboration tool. You can schedule publish your models. So every Friday, you know that every Friday my team works and they do the changes, and every Friday I need to publish the models. That also can be automated. Again, that is a different topic, but yes, this process can also be automated. But in most of the cases, users usually manually publish their models. Then comes the BIM coordinator, or if there's a BIM manager who is supposed to do this, they create coordination spaces. So when we talk about coordination spaces, let's say you have 10 different buildings on your site, and you do not want to include all the clashes of those 10 buildings at an individual level. Instead, you need to create different spaces for building 1, building 2, building 3, till building 10. What you do is you create different coordination spaces. One coordination space would be dedicated to building 1, another coordination spaces would be dedicated to building 2, and the line goes on. Then the model coordination auto aggregates all discipline models and run automated clash detection. Once it is all done, model coordination will pick up the source and run all the clashes in background without you even noticing it. It is this fast. You just hit the button, you open the model coordination, and you will see all the clashes in front of you, which is again super helpful in performing the overall connected coordination ecosystem in the cloud itself. And the output, you can see the clash groups displayed in clash metrics, or you can say displayed in rows and columns. Automatic clash detection of issues like ducts intersecting beams, ducts intersecting columns, Mostly it is MEP, what we have seen. Mostly it is MEP elements who do the most of the clashing out there. Let's see how this can be seen in the real world. So as you see here, this is again the same project, model coordination. And all my models and views are published. I have architectural, I have electrical, mechanical, public health, and structure. And there are different tabs on my left hand side. You have models, views, clashes, issues, meetings. Everything is coordinated in here. You create an issue in model coordination that can be seen in another module of ACC. That can be seen by a person who is on site, who is doing the surveying part, right? Everything is connected, well connected in this ecosystem. And let's say I want to open two models, or I want to open two views, maybe mechanical and structure. Let's give it a try and click on open in the view. Again, depending upon the complexity of the model, it will take a couple of seconds, but yeah, it will load like this. And this is what we call as the Autodesk Construction Cloud Viewer, right? So in this viewer, you would be able to see your models. Likewise, what you have saved in the authoring tool in Revit. So how do you save your model based on the view templates, based on the visibility graphics, based on what settings you have done in Revit? Exactly that will be viewed in the ACC viewer. If you have given colors, mostly if you are given colors to the material aspect of that element, only the material colors would be visible in ACC viewer, not the filter colors. Just an important thing to note down here. And what I see here is I see the structure model, and I see all the MEP related services, ducts, your flexible pipes, your FCUs. Right? What I can do is I also have the possibility and the option not to see all the information. So most of the information for me is irrelevant. I'm not interested in floors. I'm not interested in pilings, right? So how I make sure that I filter this view and save this view in model coordination. So we have very intuitive feature called model browse, where you would be able to filter down this view down to a granular level, down to where you have created a systems in Revit. Mainly it is with the MEP persons, they create different systems like exhaust air, like fresh air, like supply air, hydronic supply. You can filter this view based on that systems as well. Like it is that granular. But what we will do is, like I said, I'm not interested in floors, pilings, walls. Let's just hide them, or let's just remove them out of this view. What I will do is I will filter this based on the category. I just want to see the ducts, flexible ducts, duct fittings, air terminals. I don't want to see flexible ducts also, just mechanical equipments. And with the structure, I would just want to see structural framing and structural columns. That's it. That is my view. Now, somewhat my view is clear. Now I clearly see how ducts are running towards every aspect of the structure model. Again, some of you might say it would have been great if we would see different colors. Again, I know this can be a little challenging to identify what element belongs to what element. We also have something called coloring. So we can color this based on property, file, and model. So if I color this based on model, I will give MEP all the red elements and structure all the gray elements. Now it is much more clearer to me. Now I can easily see my red elements belong to MEP and my gray elements belong to structure. And right here, I can see the clash in front of my eye. Clashes, duct passing through the beam, duct passing through the columns. And also I can save this view. I can give this view a dedicated name. So any time of a project, if I am coming to see this project next week, I can directly open this view and I do not have to do this filtering setting again and again over time. So let me name this view as ducts versus structure. And this view will be saved, and you can perform clash coordination as per this view.
Is there a way to add a section there?
Yes. So also what we call like let me just open the view, and all your views will be saved under the views tab here. So this is the view that I just saved. And if I open it, it will retain all the filtering setting that I just did. Like Yash said, there is an amazing feature in ACC called hypermodal navigation, where you would be able to navigate through this model in first person view. You can immerse yourself in this model if you are using VRs. And also you can dissect this model based on x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. There's a tool called section analysis. So this is what can be helpful. So let's say I just want to see this part of the building, right? I have done the sectioning, and with a new feature we have called viewpoints, you can save this exactly how this is right now. So I can save this viewpoint. I will name it as test. There's an option of save sectioning. So you can save it as a section view, whatever you have created. So next time, whenever you are opening this view will be exactly like you have left it before. So that's the power of this particular tool. And we haven't even touched the main part. So let's come to the main part now. So we have discussed model authoring. We have discussed the aggregation and coordination setup. Now let's go and identify some issues and create those issues out there. So when we talk about issue identification and tracking, each clash can be converted into an issue directly within the web viewer. I have seen people panicking while seeing 10,000s of clashes out there. A tip from me is like, not every clash is an issue, right? So you can have 10,000s of clashes, and out of 10,000 of clashes, only 100 are valid issue. So you do not need to panic. You do not need to get down and see each and every clash. It is there, and you can easily set them as not an issue. And when you create an issue, the issue contains the screenshot and the viewpoint of that particular view, a description, the discipline owner, and the priority and the due date. So you can track exactly when I created the issue and when is the due date. And also data links. So you can add data to this issue in the form of references, in the form of photos, in the form of technical drawings. So you can add all the references either from your local or either from something stored in ACC. And you can tag these issues to other modules of ACC in the manner how we stay all connected, right? You can tag these issues to other modules like reviews, like build, like transmittals, right? You can also tag it to other stakeholders out there. And the output, like I said, is centralized issue log with version history and status tracking. Now let's go and understand what I just said to you. So this is the Clash tab, right? Like I said, everything is automated. So once you upload your models, once you upload the formats that are available as of now in model coordination, you will see this intuitive Clash matrix in the form of rows and in the form of columns. And on the top right, you can see what coordination space you are actually working in. Block A, block B, block C, block D, block D, right? And what you see here are the clash groups. You see mechanical and architectural has 1016 clash groups. Mechanical and structure has 1089 clash groups. So I'm talking clash groups, not clashes, right? There's a huge difference between clash groups and clashes. So clash groups, one clash group can contain 4 clashes, right? So what we are seeing here are the clash groups. And if I open any of this, if I click on any of this, and one more thing to note down here is you see the colors of each intersection different. Some are light, some are dark, which identifies and signifies the intensity of the clashes. The higher the clash group, the higher the intensity of the color. So if I'm sitting, opening my laptop in the morning, I can directly see like mechanical and structure has the most number of clash groups out there, and I can simply open it, click it, and start assigning the issues out there. So let's open mechanical and architecture by simply clicking on that particular cell out there. So what you see here a different view, a different color coordination where one model is green and another model is pinkish red. And what I see basically here, I see the clashes, all the clashes these two particular models have. And these are automatically created, automatically generated, automatically grouped. As you can see, as of now, all these clashes are grouped based on the object type. But if you are curious and to know, I want to see the clashes based on level, you can simply filter it based on the level. Now you can see clashes based on level 1, level 2, level 3, and roof level altogether. But my personal priority is object. You can also set up the tolerance. So tolerance is the permissible intersection from one object to the another object. You can prioritize selection A and selection. So what I will do here is I will quickly just give me 1 second. Okay. So what I will do here is I will quickly do the hypermodel navigation of this particular model. I will walk through in this model. I will immerse myself in this model and directly see where the issues are. I will click on first person view, move my cursor here, and you can see as I'm moving towards my model, under the mini map, I can exactly see where I'm going, where my view is, where my eye view is. I can exactly see where I'm going, at what level I am. And if I go towards right, I can see some issues arising. I can see duct is passing through this mullion uh, window frame, right? And this is an issue. This is a valid issue. And what I do here is I would like and start creating the issues out of it. So what I will do here is I will select this duct, and as soon as I select this duct, the respective clash will get also highlighted. And now I have an option to create an issue. I can select this is a coordination issue. Now I need to place a push pin here. And as soon as I place the push pin, you will see an issue would be automatically created, which is issue number 40. It will automatically pick up the title. It will automatically pick up the thumbnail. So this thumbnail is automatically picked up in the issue. If you want to edit it, if you want to mark it up, you can also do that by selecting this pencil icon, and you can simply mark this issue. If you want to write it, you can write it. Please move the duct by 100 mm. Let me also add a shape, an arrow, or let me just leave it like this and click on Save Thumb. So now this particular attachment, this particular markup has been added to this particular issue out there. You can give a title to this issue. You can set the status of this issue as open, and then you can assign different sections like due date. I want this issue to be completed by 23rd. The location, if you have specified location, you can add the location. The start date of this issue is 17th and the placement is here. So that's how you create an issue within model coordination in ACC. Now we have created the issue. Now,
Okay. Always
yes,
just a
Yash.
simple question. Now, generally, what we see in the generic workflows in every company, in most of the projects that I have seen, we use Navisworks, and along with that, we use plugins like BIM Track or New Forma Connect, and we do the same thing in here. Now, what do you think, and how this process is superior to what we have been using generically?
Great. That's a really great question, Yash. So one thing, we are working in a connected space, which means that if we want to perform the granular clash detection, how we make sure that whatever issue we have created in ACC, we bring that issue right into the standalone tool if you are working with Navisworks, right? So that is what we have called issues add-in. So basically, issues add-in connects your standalone tool to the cloud. If you have created issues in Navisworks, those issues get synced to the cloud. If you have created issues in ACC or cloud, those issues get synced back to the Navisworks. So there is no duplication of creation of issues. You know when this issue was created. You can track that issue if you are working in a much overview setup in model coordination. But if you want to do deep dive, maybe you want to create search sets, you want to do 4D simulations, you want to create appearance profiler, then you can be assured that you are using Navisworks, and also you are assured that you are very well connected with what is happening with other stakeholders out there. So this way, this workflow is much, much superior than what we have seen, because all the other workflows out there may be uh, not disconnected. So let's see
Correct.
how this can be achieved. So what we call as the detailed review and simulation, which happens in Navisworks. So now BIM coordinator imports the same federated model from docs into Navisworks Manage. They run deeper clash analysis, sets up viewpoints and 4D simulation if needed, like I said before. And also they pushes additional issues or viewpoints back to ACC through Navisworks Cloud model connector called Issues Adder. And the output is consolidated coordination view with advanced clash visualization and sequencing. And all issues are visible on the ACC dashboard. So if you see here, whatever views you have created in ACC, you can open those views directly in your standalone tool called Navisworks with the help of issues added. So there is this coordination tab, and you can see exactly what models are replicated. And again, you do not need to convert your models to other formats like NWCs or NWD. You just have to save it to the cloud, and the cloud will do the work for you. You can directly open that information from your cloud to Navisworks. You can do hyper navigation, hyper settings, like you can create sets, you can create search groups, and also you can set a much superior tolerances level out there. So like you see, we are creating groups based on different levels, based on different category, and also we are prioritizing what we need to prioritize, how the groups are created. The groups may be created with a preference of selection A or selection B. So once we see something as a clash, what we need to do is we can change the status of this as reviewed or resolved. And also with the help of manage issues, you can exactly replicate and create the issues that you saw before in ACC. This is the same window that I showed you before. What we are doing here is we are creating an issue in the standalone tool of Navisworks. And the good thing is, as soon as you select that, it will automatically add a view reference. It will automatically add the name of that particular clash. If you remember before, whenever you used to create the clashes, you need to screen grab what location you are referring to. You need to manually add that information. Now it is not there. And whatever you have done in Navisworks can be clearly visibly seen in ACC or the cloud to the other stakeholders out there, which are not part of your organization.
Okay. OS, do we need any kind of plugin to do this integration, or it's like it's inbuilt in the newer versions of Navisworks?
It's inbuilt in the newer versions from 2024, 2025. But if you are using prior versions, then you might need to download this plugin.
Okay. What's that plugin called?
It's called Coordination Issue Added.
Okay. Thank you.
It's available on the App Store of Autodesk.
Autodesk. Great, great, great.
So, like I said, everything is done. We have federated the models. We have done the version tracking. We have informed the other stakeholders that, hey, the issue has been created. Tomorrow is your due date, or day after tomorrow is your due date. Now the ball is in your court. You need to get it resolved by this particular date. And the resolution process, of course, happens in Revit. So let's see how this workflow is very well connected with the standalone and the most powerful tool of Revit modeling. And we call it as issue resolution and model update, which is again a part of Revit integration. So discipline teams open assigned issues directly inside Revit using the Revit issues add-in. The issues link to the exact model location and description. Teams resolve clashes, and once resolved, the issue is marked as closed or complete based on the permissions what you have been given. Mostly the modelers won't be having the closed permission, because closed permission is only restricted to the issue creator who has created the issue. He or she manages and decides if this issue completion is valid or not valid, and then only he or she can close that issue. What modelers can do, they can simply close the issue. So issues resolved are automatically updated in the central coordination model dashboard and coordinated model ready for next review cycle. Let's see how this also can be achieved via Revit. So you open your federated model or your standalone model, and this is done by the BIM modeler. Under the Issues tab, you will see the overall overview of how many issues are assigned to you, out of which how many are open, how many are pending, how many are in progress. You can directly open all the issues that are assigned to you and click on that particular issue. I will just simply pause this video here. So one thing you noticed, as soon as you click to that issue that was created in ACC or the cloud or in the standalone tool called Navisworks, you simply have to click that issue and a new window will be opened, which would have sectioning already enabled. You do not have to press BX command to isolate that element. You do not need to do the sectioning tool in Revit and find where this issue is, right? So this is done automatically. And if you are the modelers, you can relate to me how pain it was to find the issue at the exact location. So once we have isolated the issue, Revit has automatically isolated the issue, then it's time for a modeler to resolve this, like we are doing here. We are breaking the pipe, we are adding some connectors, and once we have done it, we will change the status from open to complete. And the status will automatically be changed in Revit, and also it will be well connected to the cloud. As soon as we change the status here, this status would also get changed in the cloud. And if we open the cloud, the first thing is what we need to do is we need to update and publish our model to the cloud. That is the important thing. And what the BIM coordinator does, BIM coordinator will individually review this change. And they are opening the NWF file, which is again, we have not converted it. This is automatically getting converted from the last session that has been opened from ACC to Navisworks. They see that they update the model. They see one clash and issue has been resolved, and they verify it. Once they verify it, this has been done quite beautifully. Now it's time for the BIM manager or the BIM coordinator to close the cycle. So once they close the cycle, simultaneously they will see the updation in ACC. You can see the activity log. When this issue was completed, when this issue was created, who has created the issue. If you have added any attachment, any references, that would also be available and continuously tracked in this well-connected, coordinated platform. Now we have resolved the issue. Now comes the verification and sign-off part. And how we do this? We do this with the help of Insights dashboards, where BIM managers reviews issues, statuses, and verifies resolution visually in model coordination. Issues marked as verified closed, and generates coordination reports in the form of PDF or CSV for documentation and compliance. And also, we would be able to see the graphical representation of how many issues are there, how many issues are pending, how many issues are closed. And if you are the advanced user, you can bring all that relevant insights information to create Power BI dashboards where they can be live linked and you can live see the progress of your project. So I won't go into the demo for this. I will just show you how that report looks like. So this is a report issue report where you have your cover page. You can change the title, change the logo based on your organization, and then you have all the issues that arise from this project. You can simply select any of this, right? It will directly take you to that particular issue. It will see when this was created, who it was assigned to, and what is the placement. The beautiful thing here is that if you click on this particular link, it will directly open that issue for you. So again, outcome 100% cloud-based coordination, no file transfer or version mismatch, reduce rework through early detection of design clashes, centralized issue tracking accessible to all teams, and lifecycle traceability from design through constructions. So that is the overall connected coordination in the cloud. And the users who have established it, they have made drastical impact in this world with some of the case studies, how this Formula One track was built in a record time, how cloud-based coordination helped this organization keep complex project on budget and schedule, and how this group delivers efficiencies and time savings to better the AEC industry. So with this, I will rest my case and thank you everyone for your patience.